Welcome, fellow soil enthusiasts. If you've ever pulled a carrot from your garden only to find it bland, woody, or shaped like a question mark, you're not alone. Today, we're diving deep into the underground secrets that separate mediocre carrots from those prize-worthy specimens that make your neighbors wonder what magic you're working in your garden beds. The carrot conundrum: why yours aren't perfect. Let's face the truth that every gardener knows but rarely discusses openly. Most homegrown carrots are disappointingly average. You plant with high hopes, imagining those perfect orange roots bursting with sweetness, only to harvest something that tastes like crunchy water with a hint of bitterness. The frustration is real, and the problem runs deeper than you might think. The issue isn't your gardening skills or bad luck with seeds. It's that carrots are incredibly specific about their soil requirements, far more than most vegetables we grow. While tomatoes might forgive clay-heavy soil and lettuce can tolerate less than perfect drainage, carrots demand precision. They're the divas of the root vegetable world, and they'll express their displeasure by growing stunted, forked, or flavorless if their soil needs aren't met exactly. Traditional gardening advice often treats soil as a one-size-fits-all solution, suggesting generic compost additions or basic amendments. This approach fails carrots spectacularly because their unique growth pattern requires soil that changes dramatically as they develop. What works for surface-rooting crops simply won't cut it for vegetables that need to push through 12 inches of earth to reach their full potential. Okay, so let's start unveiling the Sweet Crunch soil secrets. The foundation of exceptional carrots really lies in understanding three critical soil characteristics: drainage, friability, and nutrient stratification. Most gardeners, focus on fertility alone, but carrots actually need soil that drains quickly, yet still retains moisture, feels almost fluffy to the touch, and provides different nutrients at different depths as the root develops. Now, the secret blend that transforms ordinary soil into carrot paradise consists of specific ratios that work in harmony rather than competition. The base starts with 40% high-quality, well-aged compost that's been screened to remove any chunks larger than a pea. This isn't your typical backyard compost. We're talking about material that's decomposed for at least 18 months and has that rich, earthy smell without any ammonia notes that indicate incomplete breakdown. Next up, 30% of the mix comes from coarse builder's sand, not the fine sand you'd find at a playground. This sand creates the drainage channels that prevent carrots from sitting in waterlogged conditions while still maintaining the soil structure they need for straight, unimpeded growth. The remaining 30% combines equal parts peat moss or coconut coir with finely ground pine bark aged at least 2 years. This combination provides the friability that allows carrot roots to push through soil effortlessly while creating air pockets essential for proper root respiration. And the surprising secret ingredient that elevates this blend above standard recommendations is the addition of 2% by volume of crushed oyster shell. This slowly releases calcium throughout the growing season, which directly contributes to that satisfying crunch we're seeking while helping prevent the bitter compounds that form when carrots are stressed by mineral imbalances. Alright, let's get into building your perfect carrot bed step by step. Creating the ideal carrot growing environment begins weeks before you ever think about planting seeds. Site selection matters enormously. Carrots need full morning sun with some afternoon protection in regions where summer temperatures exceed 85 degrees regularly. The bed should have natural drainage or be elevated at least 6 inches above the surrounding ground level to prevent water from pooling during heavy rains. The preparation process starts with loosening the existing soil to a depth of 18 inches, which might seem excessive until you realize that your prize carrots will need every inch of that depth to develop properly. Remove any rocks, roots, or debris that could cause the characteristic forking that makes carrots look more like abstract art than vegetables. This initial cultivation should be done when the soil is at the perfect moisture level where it crumbles in your hand, rather than forming clumps or falling apart like dust. Layer the secret blend directly onto your prepared bed, creating a depth of 12 to 15 inches of pure growing medium. This might seem like a significant investment in materials, but remember that you're creating a growing environment that will serve multiple plantings throughout the season. Work the blend gently into the top 3 inches of existing soil to create a gradual transition zone, rather than a sharp barrier that could impede root growth. For raised bed applications, the blend can be used as the primary growing medium, though you'll want to ensure your beds are at least 16 inches deep to accommodate full carrot development. In-ground applications require more careful attention to drainage, and you may need to create slight berms or ridges to ensure excess water moves away from the root zone rather than pooling around developing carrots. Beyond the blend essential care for champion carrots, even perfect soil won't guarantee perfect carrots without proper ongoing care that supports their unique growth pattern. Watering represents the most critical post-planting factor, and it's where many gardeners unknowingly sabotage their success. Carrots need consistent moisture without fluctuation, which means daily light watering is superior to weekly deep soaking that most vegetables prefer. The goal is maintaining soil moisture at about 60% capacity throughout the growing period, which feels slightly damp but never soggy when you squeeze a handful. This consistency prevents the stress responses that cause carrots to become woody or develop that unpleasant bitter aftertaste. During the first 4 weeks after germination, when roots are establishing, this consistency becomes even more critical as any drought stress will permanently affect final flavor and texture. Fertilization should follow a strategic schedule that mirrors carrot development stages. For the first month, focus on balanced nutrition with slightly higher nitrogen to support leaf development that fuels root growth. After roots begin expanding, shift to phosphorus-heavy feeding every 2 weeks using liquid kelp meal or fish emulsion diluted to quarter strength. This gentle feeding prevents the rapid growth spurts that can cause cracking while ensuring steady sugar accumulation that creates that sought-after sweetness. Thinning represents another make-or-break moment in carrot cultivation. Most gardeners thin too late or too conservatively, leaving carrots competing for space and nutrients. The first thinning should occur when seedlings reach about 2 inches tall, leaving approximately 1 inch between plants. The second thinning happens at 4 inches of growth, creating final spacing of 2 to 3 inches depending on your variety's mature size. This aggressive thinning feels wasteful, but is essential for allowing remaining carrots to reach their full potential. Harvesting your dream carrots and future yields. Recognizing harvest-ready carrots requires looking beyond size to understand the subtle indicators that signal peak flavor and texture development. The shoulder area where the carrot meets the soil surface should show a deep orange color without any green tinges that indicate premature harvesting. Gently brush soil away from the top inch of the root to check color development rather than relying on the foliage, which can be deceiving. Proper harvesting technique preserves both quality and storage potential. Water the bed thoroughly the evening before harvest to soften soil and reduce breakage risk. Grasp the foliage close to the crown and pull straight up with steady pressure rather than twisting or jerking motions that can snap roots. For longer varieties or compacted soil, use a digging fork inserted 6 inches away from the row to loosen soil before pulling. As we move into late September 2025, you're perfectly positioned to plant carrots for spring harvest, taking advantage of cool weather that concentrates sugars and creates that ideal crunch texture. The secret blend you've created will continue improving throughout winter as organic components break down further and beneficial soil organisms establish populations that will benefit next season's crops. Consider this investment in soil health as building the foundation for years of exceptional harvests that will make every gardening effort worthwhile. Take action and keep growing. Ready to revolutionize your carrot game and join the community of gardeners growing truly exceptional vegetables? Subscribe to the Living Soil Lab for more soil building secrets, seasonal growing guides, and the kind of detailed cultivation techniques that transform ordinary gardens into productive paradises. Share this guide with fellow gardeners who deserve to experience the satisfaction of growing carrots that actually taste like they're supposed to. Together we're building better soil and better harvests, one garden at a time.